Hey guys, it's me again doing my update for Module 3. And I'm just going to go through the 3 questions. The first question was just about the lecture that we had to watch from Professor Wesh. I forgot how to say his name. And I'm just gonna talk about 3 things that I thought he really hit on in the lecture. The first one was just the vastness of YouTube and the vastness of the web, and just how big everything is, and just how, like, even now, like, he talks so much about this webcam that I'm talking to, but it's like the biggest stage but the most private stage at the same time. It's kind of a weird complex. But that kind of really stuck out to me, just how vast the internet is, and how he showed that clip of that guy dancing to that T.I. song that was popular a long time ago, and how that led into just a chain link of people posting a dance to that video. And it just shows how many people watch it and how many people are connected to the web, to YouTube. And it was just a good introduction to the lecture. The second thing that I thought was probably the most important that he talked about is the community that was formed on YouTube, or is formed on YouTube. I never even realized that. Like, every time I watch YouTube, it's either to watch something stupid or funny or watch sports. But it was crazy to think, like, there is a community of people who, like, get together and they watch all this stuff and they support each other and they, like, kind of live life together. It's a super weird concept to me. Like, I don't know. Like, personally, like, I don't know, like, what it would be like kind of living my life talking to a webcam, yet talking to millions of people at the same time, you know? And that's just a weird, complex idea. Like, how does that even start is, like, my question. How does this whole community start and come together and become what it is today? There's just millions of people who support each other. A guy will post a video about something he's struggling with, and then like they were saying, like, millions of people will write on their hands and just post videos. Like, I don't get it. It doesn't. I didn't even know it existed before watching that. And then the last one was just the problem with fakes and authenticity. I think you're gonna get that anytime something that huge comes up. People just want to mess with people. It's kind of messed up. I think if I remember the story right, in the lecture, he talked about the guy who was faking, like, one dude and having this relationship with this girl, and he was faking being an emo dude, and then he came on after he got exposed and told everybody that he was a fake. And then the lonely girl, she was a fake too, and they were all just putting on this social experiment pretty much, and just trying to create a fake, or like a fiction story, and millions of people would follow her. And it's just crazy just to think, like, the platform you have, and you can make up anything that you want to, and the better the story, like, the more audience you're probably going to get. And that's just crazy to think. I honestly like video. The more I'm doing it, I think it can be really useful for the classroom. Just in like a smaller community setting, like, especially with older kids, like first and second grade, you can't really do much of that with them because they're still even trying to figure out how to do it. But, like, you can have kids record stuff at home if they have it, or, like, at school they could split up in the school or something, and have this community where the kids can, like, video blog and, like, learn how to communicate things. Because it's true, like, I feel more like myself right now talking to this screen rather than if I was talking to all of you in a classroom setting. I feel like you can be more of yourself because you don't have the pressure of seeing everybody watching you. Like eventually you guys are going to see this video, but I don't have you sitting right in front of me and me talking to you. So that's what I got from the lecture. The second thing was the podcast I listened to. I actually listened to, it was a podcast about science technology and how it kind of has, how it changed like a classroom, and how it wasn't just the technology that can change it. It will increase if you use like certain technologies to help complement the instruction. The instruction is important, the teacher is important, but the technology helped. What they used was like those virtual reality headsets, and they created like a virtual lab, and the students could go in and run tests in like this really nice lab through their headsets, and they're just watching, they're moving it with their hands, and they're pretty much running labs but on technology, and it saves so much money doing it that way, so that you don't have like screw ups in the lab when you go and actually do it. I just thought that would be like super beneficial in the classroom, and even that shows like just how technology can change a classroom. Like, I don't want to be a teacher who doesn't use technology, because technology can be so beneficial in the classroom, and I just want to take advantage of that. So the next part of this question is about like ways we can use podcasting, blogging, wikis in the classroom. And I just came up with two ideas. So there's one called Storybird, and pretty much what Storybird is, kids can create short visual stories, and they can use their own pictures, their own visuals, and create it, and then record their voice over it. And then there's another one called Kid Blog, which I thought was super cool. It's like a social media, but within the learning community that you have, and the kids can like blog, and I don't know. I think that could be super beneficial, because I feel like the kids could have their own community, and they could grow together through that little community. And you can honestly learn a lot about the students through that blog. If you do it right, obviously. The last part of the question was, should like social networking applications like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram be allowed in like the P through 12 educational environment? I think it's okay for them to be allowed, but it has to be very limited, because social media is so broad. Like, it's not just your little learning community. You're talking to millions of people. And I think that can be damaging. But also, I think it wouldn't be as beneficial for the class to have that little community, that little learning community that they just pour into each other, but they're thinking about everyone who's going to be looking at, not just their classmates. And then the last question that we had was the cloud-based bookmarking tool. And what were my thoughts? The tool that I used, let me see. What did I use? Which one did I use? I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. Okay, so the one that I use is called Save to Pocket. And Save to Pocket is a blogging list, and I actually really liked it because you could blog your own stuff. Like, I blogged a couple websites that I liked, like iReady and Prodigy, which are just two educational websites that I've seen like in the schools be super beneficial. But then also you can look through their Explorer section, and you can find articles, like educational articles to read. And I just thought that was super beneficial. Even like just to have all that, like arsenal of things of knowledge that you can learn from and you have at your disposal to read and use for your benefit in the classroom. But yeah, that's my reflection for this week. Thank you for anybody who listened, and I will see you maybe next week or in 2 weeks. Thank you. See ya.